Okay, hopefully we are live. Mostly just using this one to try to set up my stream settings and make sure everything's working. So we might have to work out some issues today, but we are starting in about 30 seconds. I see Magnus Carlsen is registered, Grischuk is registered, Naroditsky, Jospin. So as usual, tough field. I haven't really been playing Blitz either, so yeah, the chess might be might be tough as well today. We'll see. About to start any second. Okay. I've been playing d4. Don't really have a lot of prep, but I'm trying to work on an aggressive d4 repertoire, so let's go with this. Yep, and I don't have anything prepared here. I don't know, we'll figure something out. This is all pretty standard stuff. Okay, so there's like rook c1. I don't know. Let's just do this. Just play this structure. I guess knight e4 might be an idea. Probably I should. I mean, this is a very standard structure, obviously, so I can go for the minority attack plan. I can play knight e5. Since my opponent played knight f8, maybe I'll go ahead and play knight e5. And this is like the Pillsbury knight plan. I think maybe they should have done knight back. Is knight takes f7 an idea? Probably not yet. Just but maybe now? Wait, bishop h7, king f8 forced. That actually looks good. Bishop h7, king f8, knight takes f7, maybe knight g6 check, f takes g6. Wait, no. Knight takes f7, king takes f7, queen g6 check, king f8, queen takes e6, bishop takes a4, queen g8, king I think this is good. Do wonder if there's something easier. No, Pillsbury Knight is a famous plan. Okay, I'm just going to go for this line because I'm burning too much time. I think this should be working out well. And my idea here was to take. So my opponent can get this piece back, but then I'm going to be coming in here. So I've got 3 pawns. And I can actually go maybe e4. I could take, but then queen f6. And that would just, I don't necessarily want to go into an endgame with 3 pawns versus a piece would be interesting, but black's king is exposed. Okay. Yeah, I'm just playing way too slow here, though, is the issue. I think queen f6 would be a good reply, yeah. Because if knight takes, rook takes, opponent has an in-between move there. Yeah, I just have to play faster here. It's still, I mean, very unclear. I'm not sure what's going on, but... So I think rook e7, and then I can play knight takes e4 check. And I'm not scared of queen takes d4 check, king h1, queen takes e4. Then at worst I have queen takes h4. But I am really low on time. Okay, I was ready for this one. Threatening d6. Knight f6, d6 check still works. Let's flush that king out. Seems like this should be winning. Queen h7, queen d6 would be mate. But yeah, I just have to play way faster here. Wait, could I just take? No, okay. Oh man. Wait. It's mate, right? Queen, yep. Whew. Very stressful first game. So I definitely had some mistakes in here. Oh, knight takes f7 was wrong here. It just wants me to move the bishop back. So I guess I got a little overexcited with this sacrifice. Yeah, the way I played this was not good. But fortunately, my opponent blundered mate, so very scary win. Very back and forth, but you know, aggression pays off sometimes, I guess. I did put my opponent under some pressure with his sacrifice, but probably I could have played in like a more calm way with just like keeping all my material and attacking more gradually. It started with a Queen's Gambit declined, but that is actually that knight e5 f4 maneuver. That is called the Pillsbury knight. That Harry Nelson Pillsbury, I think. It's like a great American player who is known for that. This Gambit declined. Yeah, the engine thinks I can just retreat my bishop, and I've got a great spot because black's so tied up with their pieces. Here, apparently I thought king c7. I was playing knight d5, and I thought this would be winning because of this type of idea, but apparently knight c5 and black escapes because the queen is guarding. But my opponent did just finally crack under their pressure and allow checkmate. Oh, is the stream still kind of... I tried to change my stream settings to be smoother, but I might need to just get a better internet connection or something. But I turned down like the resolution and some stuff. Okay, Magnus won his first game. Grischuk won his first game. So usually entitled to, if I manage to win a couple games. Oh, okay. So got black versus a 3,000 player. Let's see, I could do, I'll try to use my semi-Slav, I guess. Okay, so we're going to get the Botvinnik. This is going to be a test. This is my next course, but I haven't really gotten into preparing it yet, so this could be ugly. H4, right? I think I'm supposed to take this. I remember I've seen this. I think my plan is to take. And I go, I believe, Queen E7. Someone played this against me before. And against A4, do I play B4? Doesn't look that good. Queen B4 maybe? Actually don't see what my opponent does against Queen B4. Okay, Queen D2. So next move they're probably going to play Bishop G2. And then I can play A6 and defend. I don't love having this bishop trapped in here, but I'm up a pawn. So if I can kind of hold this together, should be in decent shape. Maybe they can just play knight e4, c5 or something. But I'm going to play knight d7, and then given time, I could castle queenside. I could play knight b6. What about, can they attack my king with like queen g5? I think just knight d7, and everything looks pretty safe. Knight d7, f8. This is knight next to king is a very safe formation. So my opponent's thinking here because he is down a pawn, so he needs to come up with something. Okay. So I have to take. Well, maybe I don't even have to take. Problem is, queen takes, king takes, and I can't play knight d7 because of knight d6 check. So I'd have to play something like king e7. But then knight c5 is pretty annoying. Okay, but what? This is actually a big problem. I think what I can do is queen takes d2, king takes d2, rook a7. Oh, but then c takes b5. Yeah, this is tough. Yeah, this is actually a very bad position. So I think I messed something up here. Is there any way to survive, though? Okay, I have to play a move. So now he's going to play knight c5, and then do I go bishop c8? Yeah, so I definitely messed something up here. Well, these are, when you start a new repertoire, you got to take some lumps generally. So yeah, I don't actually. Just every move wins for white here, unfortunately. Yeah, and it's losing. Okay. Good game. So let's see, where did I go wrong there? I remembered this, and I guess here I just need to play. Yeah, queen b4 was inaccurate. I should just play bishop b7, and then if he takes, I get the pawn back with a totally fine position. But here I can do, okay, so queen b4 was really a bad move because after queen d2, oh, okay, and then the best way to try to hold on was to go actually this way with my king. And actually this one, I missed this. This would have been a better defense, and I would still have been kind of in the game here. Okay, well, that's why I got to research the semi-Slav. So Jospin already on 2 of 2. It's Magnus. Magnus, I think, already on 2 of 2. Oops, what am I doing here? Yeah, well, I think queen b2. I mean, queen b4. I was threatening queen takes b2, but it turned out my queen was kind of misplaced there because once he created that queen trade, my dark squares were so weak. So yeah, I should have just developed the bishop. One sort of counterintuitive thing is usually when you're up a pawn, you want to trade queens, but in that case, the queen trade kind of was bad for me because the queen was the only thing really defending my position. Looks like e4. Whoa. Black, I guess black messed something up there. King c, going away from the pawn looks weird. Queen g6. Oh, queen g6 check would have forced a trade. These kind of endgames are so difficult to defend for the worst side because queen e4 check, even if the engine says it's a draw, you miss one check and you lose, and there's no way to simplify the positions. You just have to play perfectly for a long time. It's almost impossible. Okay, we are back in the action. I'm going to go, maybe I should be playing the ready, but I've been playing d4 lately, so just go with this. Maybe I should play London, given that my Queen's Gambit is not very well prepared, but okay. The only line I actually know is if black plays c6 here. So I guess I hope he does that. Okay, what do I do against this? If d takes c5, I guess we'll play queen a5 probably. Like castles, queen takes e5, knight e4. Might have a bit of pressure there. Or alternatively, what else can I do? d5, I doubt that really does much for me. Castles, I think I should just take this. Not sure about this one. Yeah, I thought this might be a little awkward for him. Maybe not. So, okay, what can I do here? So you're just going to play knight c6, bishop d7. This pawn is also threatened at the moment. Playing, again, way too slow. You can tell I'm out of practice with blitz. I guess I'll just bring the rook and sort of take it from there. I could try to, do this kind of thing, but it doesn't really seem like that should do a whole lot in this position. At least my opponent's taking some time, so I guess that's good for me. Just playing for some sort of tiny edge in the endgame. Yeah, I think I either need to review the Queen's Gambit Declined more, or at least go for something else until I do. Could I have played knight takes e6 there? I don't think it works. Kind of trying to bait my opponent into playing e5 and at least loosen their position a little bit. But I mean, if we're being honest, it's a very dry position, obviously. Okay, bishop d5, knight b5. e5, knight takes e6, knight takes e6, bishop e4. Queen g5, probably f4. Mostly just playing fast. I mean, I do like this bishop versus this knight, putting a little pressure here. But black's position is quite solid. I don't think the minor piece ending is enough to really apply any pressure. So let's keep the queens on the board. Probably queen b5 would have been a little better. Can even play bishop g6. It's kind of a weird move, but so I think, threatening bishop takes c6. I'm gonna just do this to try to bait. Yeah, that was a little trap. Shit, this is probably going to be a draw now. Man, I really should have won that one. I was winning on the board and on the clock and just didn't convert it. Like around here, it's obviously winning, and I just need to yeah, like let's see what's going on here. Check, check. Yeah, so I could have just stayed a little higher on the clock around here, and when did I spend all my time? Like around Yep. So need to get the win on those, but yeah, it's kind of being a little out of practice with blitz. 3-1 is a pretty fast time control. Yeah. Have you looked in the reverse Nimzo C4 E5 Knight F3? I have not. I do like that idea. Yeah, I think it's an interesting option. Maybe I should try that. Of course, I mean, a lot of your opponents, if you play 1C4, are not necessarily going to play E5, but if they do, I think Knight F3 is an interesting move. So, okay, this is a well-known draw, but obviously black is going to try to win with the extra pawn. Not even, yeah, that was a big moment. If white's king could just have gone back here, it would have been a draw, but there was a skewer happening here. So white chose a poor square for the rook there. Okay, round 4, here we go. Tile Tuesday is like pretty exhausting. Knight F3 D5, so we will go for this setup. Here I like this move. Sort of a weird, funny little threat that's kind of annoying for white in this move order. So my opponent goes for the pawn sacrifice, which this is okay, but black's position is extremely solid. I think I want to go here. Could also go to D6. But here I just want to finish development. I'm up a pawn. I have a very solid position. I think I can just ignore this. This knight is not very well placed. My opponent wants to attack me with like E5, F5. I think I'm going to try to start to make some... Can I just go like A3, D takes E4? And try to do something here. Okay, Queen D4 check. That would force Queen E3. And then I think I play Bishop C5. I think he has to play Queen E3 or else I'll take the knight. Then I don't want to trade on E3 and get my knight hit, but I think Queen E3, Bishop C5 looks good. Oh, oops, I missed this move. This is fine though. definitely don't mind trades. I think I want to play e5 here. Or I could just play something like rook fd8. Do I want to play? I think I want to play f6. To prevent white from playing f6. I think e5 was a bad move. I should have just gotten my rook into the game, but I think we're still in pretty good shape. I'm trying to want to force rook c4 so that the queen doesn't have access to that square. So we're up a pawn. So basically, if we don't get checkmated, we should be winning here. So I'm threatening knight b6. And if g6 ever happens, I can just play h6. And at some point, if I can infiltrate my pieces into the position, white's king is actually very weak. Now, do I want to take with the rook or pawn? Both look quite good. I think pawn actually looks really good. Just get this passer going. And I really want to get my knight here. But if I do that immediately, there's the rook takes d4. So let's go over here. I'm thinking about bringing the knight over. I can also just infiltrate with